ITES committee for MCCIA, and I wanted to brief all of you on this cybersecurity initiative that we have announced, and we will be formally launching very soon. With me here today are Nikhil Jain, who is the director for the IT and ITES track at MCCI, and we also have Anant Abhyankar, who is an intern at MCCI, and he's supporting this initiative. Just to set the context and the reason why we are doing this, some data points, a few slides which will just give a view around what is really happening around the world. Very clearly, it is a big concern, the number of cyber attacks that are happening on various organizations is growing by the year. The number of attacks which have been tracked and reported. And these are all reported attacks. There are also a large number which don't get reported and hence may not necessarily be known to people. Also, the chart on the right shows the amount of business and opportunities which are there, which is the amount of spend across regions in cybersecurity as a domain. So potentially opportunity for business, for opportunities for skill development and other things. When you look at cybersecurity as a overall topic itself, there are various other areas, be it blockchain, be it 5G, be it the regulations and legal frameworks, cloud computing, collaboration between units and organizations, which becomes a big concern, quantum computing as an emerging area, zero trust model. So various things which are there. So the scope and the opportunity space is quite diverse in this domain. One more aspect, when we look at cybersecurity and cyber breaches which happen, it is primarily targeted at large corporations, but it also impacts people like all of us, because our data is what is hacked, and that data potentially becomes a very good fuel into various cyber crimes that happen. And here are a few examples. Two of them are very recent, which happened in India, and then there were other such instances which happened. And hence, I just wanted to take a slightly broader view of the community itself and the fact that there is significant amount of increase in cybercrime itself. And the expectation is that this will skyrocket in the coming years, and hence it is important to ensure that we are having the cyber defense or the cyber resilience for our organizations. I just picked up this chart, which is a view of the number of cyber crimes that get reported across India. And if my understanding is right, there is a large number of cyber crimes go unreported. And still, if we have this larger number, it is definitely a growing concern. And this was the background around which there was a lot of work which happened between the US and India. And I just picked up some of the news items. This was almost 9 months back, and in preparation to the Indian Prime Minister's visit to the US, that the US Department of Commerce had sent a cybersecurity business development trade mission to Mumbai with an agenda to enhance the overall abilities that the organizations, both the countries have. And very clearly, this was setting the tone for what happened later on, which was the visit of the Indian Prime Minister in the month of June. And those who tracked this visit, there was a meeting very specifically which happened with technology company leaders during this visit. And a lot of these points got discussed. While there were many other takeaways, one key area which was a focus was the cooperation between the two countries in the area of cybersecurity, and the fact that together we need to work on identifying these cyber threats and vulnerabilities that are there, and investigate and respond to these cyber incidents. So that's the sort of a background towards where these initiatives sort of got their roots. And the roots have, over the last 9 months, getting strengthened. This was clearly, post the visit that happened. Clearly, there were a lot of news items around the focus that India and US together are going to put on this. So fast forward about a few months later, the US Consul General Mike Hankey was visiting Pune, and MCCIA hosted him, and we had a very good meeting with few of the MCCIA members. Plus, we had a very focused discussion with the Consul General, and he expressed his interest that Pune should take the lead and set up centers of excellence. And he identified 4 areas: cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, IoT, and quantum computing as areas that they wanted to Pune to work together with them and invest in jointly in driving this as a overall initiative. This immediately, the fact that we were very responsive, we showed our keen interest, and we said, look, while there are 4 very important areas, let's identify one area and then focus on it. And we decided that we'll pick up cybersecurity as the area. And the response from the US government was also prompt. They actually sent their team to visit us the following week. And that is when our discussions around cybersecurity got even more crystallized. And we said, let us look at not necessarily jumping the gun and going and creating an overall center of excellence, but let's first launch a cybersecurity initiative. And very important that when we launch an initiative, it should have very clear objectives. What should this initiative really be? And we said, let's create an initiative with 3 simple and very clearly defined objectives. And they are listed out here. The first one is creating a landing pad or an anchor for any US company that is wanting to come to Pune, want to set up its base. And MCCIA, as you are aware, has a very long history of having incubated and helped many of the organizations set up their base in Pune. And they have various services that they can offer to these companies, and hence became a very good choice for the companies to offer as part of this initiative as a landing pad. Obviously, there will be a fee associated for any of these services and things like that. The second one was around skill development, and obviously it was a no-brainer that when we look at such a magnitude of opportunity and the type of impact that we want to create across the spectrum, skill development would be a very key element. And obviously, there were already a few institutions which were active in Pune, but we needed to look at how do we raise the bar, how do we look at various areas, including research, including higher degree of certification. And we wanted to make the skill development a more all-round skill development for students, for professionals who are already into cybersecurity and who want to get certified in higher levels of competencies. There are people in the IT sector who want to make a career shift from whatever they have been doing to another area, and cybersecurity could be a very good area for them to look at. There are people who take break in their careers, especially women. We wanted to see if we can offer them a back to career type of a skill development program. Also, there are quite a few of our faculties who are teaching in this particular area, and skill development for them, given that there is so much amount of new technology being developed and newer areas which are evolving. So skill development clearly as a fulcrum of the bulk of activities that would happen as part of this initiative. And the third one was to enable business connects. Obviously, there are a variety of organizations that are working in this area, be it startups, be it service companies, be it product development initiatives, be it companies which have their security operations center, and definitely an opportunity for Pune-based companies to be given a platform to give an idea about what is the type of opportunities which are there. But overall, while we looked at this as an initiative, there is clearly an overall aspiration that we should be seen and known as the center of excellence on cybersecurity when it comes to looking at cybersecurity in this country. That is clearly the aspiration that we started off with, but we wanted to take the first steps, and hence this initiative. And I've been, working with the US consulate, and they have been bringing in some of the companies who are interested in being part of this initiative. And here is a list of companies which came in as the first set of companies who showed interest that they would like to be part of this initiative in whatever form and shape that we will shape up. And I've already had interactions with a few of them, including Science Institute, including Infoblock, and also another organization, Mercator, which was primarily into setting up such centers of excellence, but in academic institutions. We've had interactions with them just to understand their modus operandi, how do they engage, and what type of capabilities they bring to the table. But there are also, various different organizations which are there in Pune, which are obviously having expertise. They are either services companies, they are product companies. So there is a whole base of Indian companies which are in existence and are already into working on cybersecurity as an area. We are well connected with many of them. And we wanted to take a look at a very holistic way. When we looked at the aspiration, we said, let's also look at cybersecurity as a domain. And obviously, this chart sort of gives a very broad and a complete view of the landscape, right from the core, which is the data security, to application security, endpoint security, network security, the perimeter security, and various other aspects of new technologies, which I had showed on one of the earlier charts. So we felt that this was definitely a very vast topic. And also we looked at the spectrum of companies which are there in the cybersecurity domain. And in my earlier role in TCS, I managed many of these technology companies as partners. And this was one of the areas which was very complex because of the type of diversity which it had. And we felt that it was important to have an advisory team for this initiative. And that's where we requested these 6 experts, both from academy, from industry, and from research, to help us. Rohit Srivastava, Shivangi Nadkarni, Dr. Sachin Lodha, Dr. Farooq Kazi, Dr. Manisha Nene, and Dr. Rajesh Shigre all agreed to be as part of the advisory committee. In their own capacity, they have been working in this area for many years. They have played a very crucial role in shaping up Pune ecosystem, I would say, because they have been known in the Pune ecosystem because of their expertise in various areas, especially so in cybersecurity. And Rohit, for example, had led a very interesting initiative a few years back, creating a proposal for the government of Maharashtra on a cybersecurity cluster at Pune. And they had covered, there was a group of experts who had got together and created this entire high-level proposal. And Rohit was one of the first ones who came in and said, look, we have the opportunity to leverage this work. Obviously, at that stage, while the proposal was put together, it never got executed. But a lot of the content and a lot of the thinking process which has gone into this is absolutely relevant. And we felt that we can leverage this because it covered all the aspects. It covered the governance part of it, the financing options which were available, the partners, the infrastructure, the innovation that was happening, the education related things, and also different events which were happening where we could actually market these capabilities. So there's a lot of base which was available, and hence having somebody like Rohit as part of this initiative gave us a significant jumpstart to drive this initiative. We also wanted very strong partners, especially technology partners. And the first one which we reached out to was the IIT Bombay Computer Science Department's Trust Lab, which is invested by one of our Pune senior leaders, Sridhar Shukla, who has been the founding donor for this Trust Lab. And he introduced me to Mukul Joshi, who is the program director at Trust Lab. And they offered to be our partner. And the fact that they are so deep into this particular domain, having them as a partner in this initiative plays a very important role. Plus, we also looked at IEEE Pune section, which has a very active computer society chapter where there are people, and Dr. Rajesh Ingle happens to be part of the computer society, and so am I. And also ACM, Dr. Hemant Pandey agreed to be an active person in, and the ACM setup will actively support us through his expertise pool. And also Bhau Institute, being one of the front runners in the incubation space, they have a few startups which are working in this area, and we've also had discussions with them. So we looked at these institutions being a very integral part of this entire initiative. They will play a role, in multiple areas in those three objectives that we talked about. Then we looked at the academic institutions. We looked at all of those who are offering BTech, BCA, BSc, MTech programs in cybersecurity. Obviously, this is something which we have pulled up from the internet, and I'm sure as we go forward, I'm sure we will discover that there are such courses being offered by various other organizations. We also realize that there are non-engineering organizations which are also offering this as a program, and we would definitely look at having them as part of the overall ecosystem which will benefit from this initiative. We also are aware of some institutes which are providing training programs in various areas, including basics of cybersecurity to ethical hacking. And very recently, we had a program which was done by MCCIA. So MCCIA also, through its members, have been offering programs or courses for the MCCIA members on cybersecurity. And so overall, I think the education base that is there, we have got a feel of what is available over there. But one of the things which we have as part of the ask that we have from the members, whoever are listening, to provide us inputs on these points, which are technology companies, services companies, and various other things. The other area which we looked at from an ecosystem that we wanted to tap into was the sister city initiatives. So there are two sister cities of the city of Pune, Austin being one of them, and San Jose being another of them. And we have already reached out to both these cities and their sister city cell, which they have, and they have been very forthcoming in enabling the right level of connects. And San Jose obviously is a place where many of the cybersecurity companies have their headquarters. And I've had a call with them, and we have arranged for a meeting with a couple of our Puneri folks who are there in the Bay Area. They are meeting them on Monday to have discussions on how this initiative can be supported. And specifically in Austin, University of Texas at Austin has offered through their computer science department to be an active participant in whatever we are doing. And we'll also connect with their Department of Commerce, which will work along with us on this initiative. Here is the, I did mention about the programs that MCCIA is conducting. And very interestingly, this happened just last week. And when we mentioned it to the US consulate, they themselves posted this on their LinkedIn handle about appreciating the fact that Pune is already building up the momentum with programs like this. And this is one of the things which we have an advantage. MCCIA itself is a very centrally located organization, and we have facilities here where people can come in and offer cybersecurity programs for its members, and also students and others, faculty development programs as well. So there is, in general, a very good ecosystem that we have been able to tap into and connect into through this entire initiative. So what do we do next? Obviously, so far we were doing all the groundwork, building up what is required for this entire initiative. We have done a formal announcement, so many of the members have got to know about it. And since many of them wanted to know more details, we decided that we will have this program organized and provide this as an input. We are still, in the working of the advisory committee. We have yet to have those meetings to discuss and shape up each of these tracks and put down sort of a guiding principles, areas on the commercial terms around the organizations that will be part of this initiative, what we will offer and things like that. So some of these details are being worked out. There are also details being looked at as regards, are there other countries which would be interested? And we've had discussions with the Consul General of Israel, and they have had some discussions earlier as well with the city of Pune on this particular topic, and they could join us as well. So we've kept it very inclusive in nature so that others can participate. But finally, this initiative has to be formally launched, and we plan to do that on the 26th of February at the Pune International Business Summit, where we have, this is the flagship event of MCCIA, a business event where we have multiple countries along with their consul generals visit us. There are various cities and diverse set of businesses which are involved in this summit, and we felt it is a perfect launch pad for this initiative, and you will see announcement happening around this. So myself, the Director General of MCCIA, Prashant Girbane, the Consul General, Mike Hankey, and maybe other technology partners would be there at the launch on the 26th. So this is where we are so far. As I mentioned, there are a few areas which we are working on, but this call is also a participative call in the form that we want to hear from you. We want to hear from all of you, your expectations. We want to get data points from you as regards, we could be missing out certain organizations which are there in Pune, which we could include. We have also the larger manufacturing industry, and they are going to be huge consumers as they adopt digital in a big way. And we have been interacting with them in context of the IoT cluster that we have formed, the electronics setup that we have created, MECF. So there is a lot of embedded electronics. There is a whole lot of IoT related solutions that are getting built, and they are also very much a target of cyber attacks, and hence that is another area that we are focusing on as well. So I thought, in about 30 odd minutes or so, I felt I should give you a quick brief on this. We have a few of the members of the advisory committee, as well as Amit Paranjpe, who was my predecessor of the chair for IT and ITS committee. They are there on this call. We would be happy to take any questions from you. Any input, suggestions are more than welcome as well. So I'll pause over here and open up for any questions.
Good afternoon, Dina. Sherlin Joshi is also asking. Let me know whether I can go ahead quickly.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, today we had a Pune Blockchain Forum event, and during that event we have invited few startup company people. So I'm just having a discussion, and coming from there, I realized that one of the startup companies actually office is in San Jose, and the person, the one partner is in Pune. So do we have such list which is already engaged in our domain? That will really help us, so that we will know what problems we are facing.
So, Rajesh, I think thank you for your question. I think it's a very good and valid one. We have already setting that activity rolling. So, in fact, Anant is here. He's part of our team. He just joined a couple of days back, and it will be his responsibility to look at doing this data collection on understanding which all companies are registered in San Jose and having an office or an offshore out here in Pune. Also, we are collecting information about different setups that are already here in Pune. So, for example, we are in touch with companies like, say, CyberArk, which is an Israeli company, but they have their headquarters in Boston, in the US. There is PIA, which has their cybersecurity operations, and I've connected with their head of cybersecurity. So, we are collecting this information, Dr. Ingle, and we would love to have inputs from all of those. So we will, we will run a series on through the MCCIA page, as well as I will forward those on LinkedIn and social media to ask people to provide those inputs to us. We have also reached out to the US consulate because they also have information regarding their companies, the US companies that are based in the US, in Pune. And we are actually organizing during the PIBS summit a roundtable with the US Consul General, so that that becomes a good opportunity for these companies to come together and interact with the Consul General and formally get included in this particular initiative. But as I said, please feel free to let us know directly and also indirectly, because as I mentioned in the earlier chart, there are various other areas which are also there, which we can definitely link up to the initiative. And we would definitely welcome any of those inputs and potential partners in the work that we will do.
Thank you very much. One quick thing from my side. I'm very good to see this zero trust model. See, few of us, because as a part of Cyber Cloud Security Alliance, we have come out with the zero trust architecture recently. And we have come out with few documents. I'm one of the contributor in that. Like that, if there is anybody from our side, I think we should look at these architectures and increase the participation from Pune. That is only one.
No, very good point. Very good point. In fact, Sanjay Kanvinde and Rohit have discussed with me. There are some people that we know either at NASCOM or at a MIT level who are involved in some of these the policy documents, things like that. It is also one of our activities to connect with such people and ensure that they are aware that there is a center of excellence roadmap being created and there is an initiative like this. And we will take this as an action item that one of our KPIs will be to look at how many from the Pune ecosystem will participate into some of these national level or state level initiatives.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Hey, good afternoon all.
Yeah, Aradhana, go ahead.
Hello, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
Hello
Aradhana,
everyone,
go ahead, introduce yourself.
Myself, Dr. Aradhana Deshmukh from School of CSIT, Computer Science and Information Technology, with specialization in cybersecurity from Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, sir. Yeah, our students
Thank
are
you.
ready to work for this zero trust.
Absolutely. So I was there at your institute
And some
last
of
week,
our
and
groups are
Aradhana,
sir.
just
So,
to update, I was at your
if you are
institute
able
last
to
week.
attend,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and our director, Dr. Maheshwari, both of us attending this meeting. Yeah, in our
Sure.
previous meeting, you told that we are able to connect with IIT Bombay and basically with a trust lab.
Yes.
And parallelly, our students are also working on one of the problem statement. So, shall we get any approach for this zero trust?
Yes, we will get in touch with you. Maheshwari is in touch with me, and I will enable those connects and the next steps.
Yes, sir. And I hope Dr. Rajesh sir, you will support us. Hello.
Hello. I think we will
No,
take it. We may take it, Aradhana Madam, separately and go ahead. I mean, let them. If there is anything, we will connect. I will help.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
I
Thank you,
think
sir. Thank
Dr.
you so much.
Manisha wanted to say, Dina, something.
Yeah, Manisha, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is an initiative at the right time and at critical point where information warfare and cybersecurity aspects are of great concern and not restricted only to the soldiers who are securing the borders, but also an individual who is using any digital equipment as on today. So with this valuable initiative that which we have taken up, I just wanted to put forth one aspect wherein a session which will brief all the members who are keen to collaborate cross the borders so as to take business ahead. And along with that, they also intend to provide services cross the border. Now, in view of that, when IT, which is highly important to serve multiple reasons and purposes along with the business, if we can put forth a session by an expert who can bring out aspects of what are the essentials of bringing compliance, because IT professionals need to comply with various laws and regulations governing data, security, privacy, intellectual property, maybe electronics communication too. So the failure to comply can lead to legal consequences, I feel, fines, and also some reputational damages for individuals. So compliance needs, if in 10 minutes are conveyed to all the participants during the sessions at which we plan in the coming up symposium, then what are the risks associated to that? Because that will allow them to implement appropriate safeguard measures and control so as to protect against the legal liabilities. Probably the third thing which I want to convey is that with GDPR, CCPA, and various aspects of even protecting the health data, that is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and most of the apps and commercialization of products in digital environments are also speaking for giving support to the health related solutions. So what these laws speak and how IT professionals must understand these laws to ensure that data protection measures are in place and that the individual's privacy rights are respected. So how one is complying to that. The next point, so probably I have some 7 points, which I'll just quickly mention as I've thought on it. Intellectual property associated laws also can be conveyed, especially the ones who are planning to provide solutions by floating their products as a software product, which can be again utilized at cross borders. Then contractual obligations, and what are they? How to mitigate various legal risks that are associated, and how we need to put forth some negotiable or favorable terms to understand. Also, if especially when you're using cloud and outsourcing of storage and archivals of data might be useful for us, especially now in the context of cross-border data transfer. We know that various countries have their own DPDP acts and data protection laws. For example, China has its own, Singapore has its own, and if the servers and the clouds on the servers are utilizing the services on these servers, then bringing that little information to every enthusiast who is planning to provide IT solution and want to collaborate across the borders will help. And I think last but not the least, I feel that litigation support, wherein in the event of legal disputes or litigations involving IT systems or data breaches or IP disputes, IT professionals may be called upon to provide technical expertise and support. So understanding these processes, I think, and the procedures will help them effectively to collaborate with legal teams and also provide relevant technical informations across between the two collaborating agencies. So though these now look to be a bit theoretical or maybe as a description part, equally important it is to be understood by the technology people who only are involved into programming and providing coded solutions or coding solutions as on today. So if we can have 1 or 2 hours devoted to bring in this awareness on these points will definitely make a huge difference. The basis for saying this, I would want to further mention that when I was a panel member for evaluating many startup companies and where the funds were required to be distributed to them, I could observe that almost 80% of the startup enthusiasts were saying that we will use medical data from here and we will take patients' data and give it to the doctor because patients are not comfortable to speak with the doctor and they can fill the forms with their data and that will be used and so on. So I observe that there's a lot of lack of information on these areas. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nene. It is very useful to bring in various perspectives into the play. Definitely, we have at least visualized that all of these areas will be important, and specifically since we are driving it, this initiative through MCCIA, which is obviously connected with a very large number of organizations across Pune. And we have access to some of the larger companies which are having all of these practices as part of their IT and as part of their legal practices. And we would seek help and guidance from such large organizations to help other organizations which are not even having a basic awareness or IT policy in place. So we definitely have a long way to go. And I had attended the session which was held last week, where it was held in MCCI. I was spending time more as an observer, and I could clearly see that there are many companies which are just about making a start on their IT policy and the information security rules and things like that. So there is definitely, as you rightly said, there are a lot of things that we can potentially make available to the organizations that are needing help on.
Everyone, I'm Dr. Maheshwari. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So with the mutual, it's called interactions, we could observe that everything is in a fine place to go, sir. So few things from my end is we can have some cybersecurity awareness program, so that the public awareness and the education sectors also we can give it, because nowadays school students are also having mobile phones. So now whenever we have mobile phones, a thread has to come into the picture. So we can go something with public awareness education or some cybersecurity and awareness programs. Also, our establishment could give some practice labs for cyber range labs. All the critical lab practices could be brought here. So like as SOC, you already specified SOC practices. So SOCs and cyber range labs, where the learner might not find it in the other place and they might be very costly as well. So those people, they can come and join as a member and they can learn it as a part of this initiative. So this is what my point of thought. Thank you so much. It's a great initiative, sir. Let us march towards to get it successful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Maheshwari. Very nice of you.
Hey,
Any other questions?
good afternoon. This is Cheryl from MQ Pharmaceuticals. We are a pharma company in Pune, based at Pune. One question regarding this program. Obviously, let me start with this. This is a great program. The great initiative. We started in Pune, right? So one question is about any kind of cyber incidents happen. There are legal procedures. As an organization, we come across when we raise such kind of incidents or complaints, we don't get any response on time, or we are not able to catch the criminals on time. So is there any support from MCCIA for that kind of issues?
No, it's a good point. I will consider that as an input, and in fact Rohit and I have had some discussions around it as to how we should create a sort of a directory, like who are the people who you can reach out to at an expert pool level, which are available in the Pune ecosystem, who have done these type of things. Rohit himself is one of those experts who has been helping organizations whenever they have had attacks and situations that they had to figure out. So we will definitely look at that as a service that we could offer for the members.
Thank you so much, sir.
Rohit, would you like to add if you're there?
Adina, I'm in a very choppy network, so might get breaking in between. So I'll reserve the comment and we can have the discussions.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I have one question. Nita here. So I'm a working professional in IT security, data security and privacy in IT company. So how can I contribute to this overall initiative?
So 2-3 things you can possibly look at. One is obviously having your organization participate. One is that because if you already have a base where there is an IT security cell or an SOC which is there, so ensuring that your organization participates. That's one thing which is important. Second is from an expertise point of view, we will definitely require help. There is, as I mentioned, the competency development will be a very broad spectrum of activities, right? From students to experienced professionals to people who want to make a return back into career. And one of the things, I put up one picture with the team of the US consulate which had come. They wanted to look at how do we help women professionals who are who have a career break and coming back into the workforce. Can they be trained on some skills which will be valued as against they losing out? And we said, okay, we can look at some specialized areas, and cybersecurity did come up as one of the areas. So you can look at, we have already created a center of excellence, and we've created a women professional body forum, and there is women in cybersecurity and other areas which are related. Could be part of such a organization and then get the larger expertise pool to participate into some of these activities. So there are few things again, but as I said, I'm just responding to you from the top of my head, but I will definitely have more details covered, saying that if I am an IT professional who is already working in this area, how can I contribute or how can I benefit? Both the dimensions need to be looked at. So from a benefit point of view, I have been talking to a few people who are in this domain, and I've noticed that they are very specialized in specific areas. Okay, so they are either expert in one area, could be around network security or endpoint security, but they are not necessarily looking at the overall range of things that could be done. And as Dr. Ingle was mentioning, if you want to have people at a level that they can be participating in policy documents and things like that, we'll need all-rounders in this particular space. And hence, we would like to see how our professionals can get that opportunity and exposure to upskill themselves through these initiatives that we are doing. So that would be a way to look at it. But feel free to share your thoughts. I gave my perspective, but you being in the space itself, we just heard Dr. Maheshwari and her team talk about Symbiosis Skills University is doing. Many of our small and medium businesses in Pune, I met with few of them last week. They don't even have a well-defined IT policy. So maybe getting together with a set of professionals and create a basic version of an IT policy, which people can at least start off with and say this is the basic minimum which we can roll out, could be another area. So there are a few thoughts which are there, but thank you for your question, and stay connected, and we would definitely love to have you participate in contributing to this thought process itself.
Sure. So how do we connect with you after this meeting? Is there any email ID or phone number?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hi there.
Or you can follow me or the MCCIA Twitter or the LinkedIn handle. We'll continuously keep posting, so you can just follow or you can connect with me. Dinanath Kolkar is my name. So you can get regular updates on whatever is happening.
Sure.
Hi, Dinanath. Good afternoon. This is Milind here, Milind Dharmadhikari from SumaSoft. We are a technology services and consulting company. I lead cybersecurity practice here. We are empaneled with various government bodies, including certain. I joined the meeting just about 5-7 minutes back, but last 5 minutes I heard you, and the slide that you showed, it resonates very well with us since we provide these kind of services to various customers. We would, of course, it's a request if you can share this recording so that I can at least listen to what happened in the first 30-40 minutes, if that can be done. And we'll be happy to contribute in whichever way to this initiative.
No, so the recording will be available on the MCCI handle, so we'll share that definitely. But you can obviously write to Nikhil as well directly if you have any points. But the third part of the, so there are three objectives of this initiative. And the third one, which is listed out here, is enable business connects. So companies like yourself who already have a cybersecurity practice and want to offer your services can use this mechanism and a channel to market your skills and capabilities. And also there could be companies which will be coming and setting up their cybersecurity center of excellence or a SOC in here, and you definitely will have the opportunity to engage and connect with them. So we are very keen to ensure that we provide opportunities to our members. Plus, the other aspect which we have, you would have noticed that we have not yet got into discussions with the government because we want to ensure that we get our act together, formally launch this initiative, and we are hoping that we get the right support from the government ministry, the MIT setup, and we'll definitely look at ensuring that since you are providing services to the government, what are the type of things that we can do and build up things that could enable you.
Sure. That'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, one of the things which we plan to do as part of the initiative is to also have a webinar series or even in-person meetings of cybersecurity practice heads or product company heads or SOC heads which are there, or people who are into policy making around cybersecurity or researchers. So we will run this series. You keep a tab on some of these announcements which will come up, and that clearly. So when we were discussing, we said, okay, after the launch, what is the one thing which will happen immediately? And I said, look, I've already spoken to three people. One of them is a CISO for a large IT services company. One is a head of cybersecurity for insurance GCC, and one is a product head or the head of a product company. And they are more than happy to come and talk to us. So we will get that series going. It will also help many of the professionals to understand what it means to be in this role, or how they can build up their aspirations. And it will also help a lot of the students, because many of the students do not really know what does it mean when I want to build up a cybersecurity career. And these type of be inspired type of series would definitely help. So that is one of the action items I have on my plate to, once the formal launch happens, you would see in the month of March, we will organize these talk series.
Sure, and I'll be happy to participate in this discussions or webinar series as well. Count me in. I can take up any such topic and participate. Last year I participated. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, I said absolutely more than welcome, Milind. We need people like you to be part of this initiative, because it is the people that will make a difference. So you can look at any of these areas which are there, and you can go through the presentation. There are many more tracks that we have created. And once we do the formal launch, a lot of these things will be available on the website. So if you feel out of all of these areas, there are more than one area where you can contribute. Either it could be the talk series, it could be connecting with the Sister City initiative, or working with startups. There are many tracks which people can contribute, because I would strongly recommend that you first identify what you can contribute, because through the process, I'm sure there is a lot more that you will gain just by the type of expertise that we have in Pune and the type of people who are there, who are supporting us. I'm sure you as a professional will also gain multifold.
Certainly. Will you be sharing this slide deck also, just to understand? This will be there on the website?
Yes, it will be there on the LinkedIn post. Okay, so we will definitely share this.
All right, great. Thank you.
Any questions? Any further questions? Okay, so I think we'll conclude this webinar. Thank you all for joining. Again, as I mentioned, two important things. One is the formal launch, which will happen on 26th of February at the Pune International Business Summit. This is also an opportunity for those of you who want to attend the summit. Also, your companies which are already into this business and who would like to be sponsors at the event, you are more than welcome to look up the MCCI website and look at the summit that is happening. Also, if you want to get in touch, Nikhil Jain is our director for MCCI, who is driving this, and he will anchor it more from as an official of MCCI. But feel free to reach out to me, as well as we'll publish Anand's email ID once he gets it, and we will definitely look forward to having more such connects with you all. So thank you, and look forward to.
I'm so sorry. Before you conclude, one question. Obviously, we are not a technology company, but no, we are customers of the technology. So the company like manufacturing companies. So we will get a chance to participate in this program, or
Absolutely, absolutely. So when I said security operations center, I meant it was the non-IT companies who will have their security setup. Okay, so it covers all of you. Yeah, so I didn't explicitly mention it, but I did mention an example of a insurance company, which is not a core technology company. So pharma, I did mention manufacturing. So yes, absolutely, Cheryl. So it is you guys absolutely, because consumers are key, and it's not only businesses, but it is also about government and smart cities. All of those will get covered. So the entire spectrum gets covered.
Thank you, sir.
Just want to add. Yeah, just want to say that my name is Swanand Arjunwadkar. I work in finance. I'm based in London. So just wanted to add, I'm not a security expert, but I'm a IT software development professional. So online session will be helpful. I recently took the membership of MCCIA just to get connected with what is actually happening, right? So online session will be helpful because as I'm based in London, so it's not physically possible to attend all the events. So if you can make sure, if you are conducting session, if there is a live feed or something, that will be really grateful.
Sure, absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.